Hi, I'm Steph from Cruise with Amber. Welcome to my channel. Continuing my in-depth tour around Arvia, in this video I'm going to take you around Green Co and Mizuhana. Green Co and Mizuhana are both located on deck 8 near the aft of the ship on the starboard side in between the quays and the clubhouse. Both Green Co and Mizuhana are new to the P&O Cruises brand and not available on any other ships in the P&O Cruises fleet. The restaurant is open between noon and 9:30 p.m. every day. All the food in Green Co and Mizuhana is not included in your standard cruise fare on Arvia, and all of the items are priced individually. In this video, I'll be going through all of the items available on both menus. But first, let's take a short look around the restaurant. If you're familiar with Arvia's sister ship Iona, Green Co and Mizuhana is located in the same area as the Olive Grove is on Iona. There is an Olive Grove restaurant available on Arvia, but this is located on deck 6, and I'll cover that in another video. The decor in Green Co is very sumptuous and organic, and very tropical and natural in its feel. Mizuhana is located in a small portion of Green Co, and all of the seats are around a central island where you can watch the sushi chefs prepare your meal right in front of you. First of all, let me take you through the menu in Green Co. The menu offers small plates, which I would best describe as starters. These small plates are priced between £3 and £3.50 each, which I think is quite reasonable. Next on the menu, you'll find sharers. Now these are priced between £6 and £7 each. Finally, moving on to the large plates on the menu, which I'd best describe as main courses. These are all priced between £5.50 and £6.50 each. And finally, on to my favourite part of any menu, the desserts. Desserts are priced between £3.50 and £5 each. So let me bring the menus to life and show you some of the items we chose in Green Co. First up is the kombucha infused beetroot. This was a light dish with lots of lovely flavours. If you're used to the pickled vinegary beetroot in jars in the UK, then this was nothing like it. The next dish we tried was the Caesar arancini. We really liked this starter. The Caesar dressing was full of flavour and the arancini balls were light and crispy. Next on the menu, we tried the mushroom sherry pate. If you tried mushroom pate before, then it's not very different in terms of the flavours and textures, but it was all very tasty and the sherry wasn't overpowering. Next up, we tried the sesame crusted crispy fried tofu. This was one of our favourite starters on the menu. The sticky Korean sauce and kimchi spiced aioli were delicious and full of flavour. The next item we tried in the menu was the roasted sweet pimento tartare. Visually, this didn't appeal to me as much to start with. The flavours are quite sharp and strong. You've got pickles and capers in this dish. If you like sharp vinegary flavours, then you might enjoy this, but I wouldn't probably try it again. Another starter that we tried was the cauliflower popcorn tempura, and this was one of our favourite items on the small plates menu. The coriander and mint yogurt was light and really lifted this dish, and the tempura was light and crispy. I would definitely recommend ordering this option. Another dish we tried on the small plates menu was the Nepalese tofu momos. The dumplings were tasty and the broth they came in was absolutely delicious. I could have ordered a separate bowl of this to have on its own. When I return to Green Co, this is definitely a dish I'm ordering again. And finally, on to the sweet potato pakoras. The pakoras were spiced but not overly so, and the crispy kale was a perfect accompaniment. The bed of pea and mint crush and the coriander yogurt also lifted this dish, and I would definitely give this 10 out of 10. As I mentioned earlier, we didn't try any of the sharing plates on the menu. We went straight to the larger plate, so let me go through these now with you. First up is the Shakalaka Wellington. Again, if you're new to vegan food or if you're unsure about what to try, then I think this would be a good option. Shakalaka is a South African vegetable relish made of tomatoes and beans, and it can be quite spicy, but this wasn't overly so. The texture was quite meaty and the vegan pastry was delicious, crisp and light. We definitely gave this a thumbs up and would choose it again. The portion size was also very good too, and this was quite a filling dish. Next up is the crispy garlic and cumin cauliflower florets. These were very tasty, and the cauliflower florets were quite light and crispy. However, I was a little disappointed at the portion size, as this was £5.50 and it felt more like a starter portion. While it was tasty and beautifully presented, I probably wouldn't order it again at this price point. And now on to my favourite part of the menu, the desserts. First up is the coconut kefir panna cotta. There are lots of different flavours and textures going on in this dessert. It was quite subtle in flavour, and I think the addition of the fresh fruit really lifted it. One of the interesting things about this dessert is what it's served in. The base and the glass bowl are uniquely matched by dropping molten glass on top of the wooden base and then left to set. We were told that there were 80 of these glass dishes on board, and each one is unique, so they have to be matched up exactly. How do they do this? Well, at the bottom of each glass and base there's a number, and you just match the numbers up. We also tried the espresso creme caramel. This is one of the least expensive desserts in the menu, and the portion size is slightly smaller. While it was tasty, it wasn't my favourite dessert, and the creme caramel wasn't really creamy. The pecan nuts and the fresh banana were nice, but I wouldn't order this dessert again. Now on to the chocolate earth plate. This is quite a feast for the senses with all the colours and textures, and it's beautifully presented. While it looks like a forest floor, I can reassure you that you're not eating moss. It was just quite tasty cake. All the flavours were delicious, including the rich chocolate elements and the fizzy sweets. We ordered this dessert on both visits, and I definitely recommend you try it. It's definitely a feast for the eyes and the palate. And finally, we tried the spiced pear pavlova. I enjoyed this, but I probably wouldn't order it again. It was a very light and subtle dessert, and the pavlova was soft and sweet. The pears weren't overly spiced, and the blackcurrant gel was definitely needed to lift the flavours on this dish. Otherwise, it would have tasted quite bland. And finally, let me show you some of the vegan cocktails that we tried in Green Co. We wanted to try all the cocktails on the menu, but unfortunately the juniper and plum cocktail was unavailable on the maiden voyage. The hibiscus and coconut cocktail was delicious, so delicious in fact that I ordered it on multiple occasions. If you like a sweet and fruity but zesty cocktail, then this is perfect. The next cocktail that we tried was the sakura and lavender. The flavours were quite subtle and not overpowering, and the lychee and lemon juice was a perfect match. We also enjoyed the strawberry and lemongrass cocktail, which was quite refreshing and enjoyable. Now, it's just to note that all of the cocktails are not included in the drinks package because they're all priced at £8.75 each. There are 2 non-alcoholic versions of the cocktails available, and this is the lavender and lychee highball, and also the lemongrass and strawberry lemonade, and each are priced at £3.50. In the restaurant, you'll also find a range of beers and soft drinks, and both beers are available in the drinks package. You might want to try some sake. There's 3 options on the menu to choose from, but if you can't choose, then you might want to go for the sake flight. However, this isn't included in the drinks package as it's priced at £9.75. And here's a list of the wines that you can order in Green Co. In the drinks package, you'll find Prosecco along with 3 different white wine options, a rosé option, and 2 options of red wine. And for something different and unique, you might want to try the orange wine, or even a low alcohol sparkling green tea, or a non-alcoholic sparkling Chardonnay. Now let me take you through to Mizuhana. This is a very sociable and lively place to eat as you watch the sushi masters prepare dishes right in front of you. If you've not tried sushi before, then I definitely recommend you give it a go at least once on your cruise. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to visit again, but it's definitely worth a try. The staff are very helpful and full of information and advice, and are very supportive if this is your first taste of sushi. There are various options on the sushi menu to try. You'll find nigiri, which is priced between £6 and £7 for 3 pieces. Sashimi is priced at £8.50 for 5 pieces. Aburi is priced at £7 for 3 pieces. And if maki is your thing, then these options are priced between £6 and £7.50 for 3 pieces, depending on what you choose. If you can't decide, then you might want to go for the moriawase platter. These are priced at £12 per person and include a variety of 6 different pieces of sushi. There's also a maki platter, comprised of 6 pieces and priced at £11 per person. Vegans are not left out of the sushi menu, and it's good to see this flora sushi option on the menu. This is priced at £8 per person. It's also good to know that you can order any of the desserts that are on the Green Co menu when you dine at Mizuhana. So let me show you some of the options we chose when we visited Mizuhana. The flora sushi was delicious, lots of tastes and flavours, and there was a mix between quite subtle flavours in the avocado and the rice and more pungent flavours such as the pickled lotus root. But I really enjoyed this dish, and it was light and flavourful and also beautifully presented. I would definitely order it again. If you're a little tentative around trying sushi, then this might be a good option to start with, and you can always order some nigiri if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous. I would definitely suggest you try some of the nigiri. I opted for the Highland salmon, and it was beautifully presented, smooth and melt in the mouth. We loved it so much that we ordered another 3 pieces. If you already love sushi, then I would recommend the moriawase platter. This was tasty and there were lots of different choices and options for the price. Thanks so much for joining me on this quick tour around Green Co and Mizuhana. I hope it's given you a great insight into all of the different dishes you can try in the restaurant. It's very new to Arvia and P&O Cruises, but I think it's its best kept secret, and a lot of people might be put off initially by the vegan and sushi elements, but I definitely recommend you visit at least once on your cruise, even if it's just to experience it. There's so much delicious food to choose from, and all very reasonably priced. If you found this video useful, then please do subscribe. I've got lots more Arvia content coming up on my channel. Or why don't you watch one of these videos now?